What is going on, Ole Miss? Welcome back to Walking with Champions. As usual, I am your host, Lucas Sweeney, and today we are joined by Mr. Ole Miss, Jakota White. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Lucas. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, we're just going to jump right into it. For our first question, could you just tell me, how does it feel knowing you were elected by your peers, the student body of Ole Miss?
Man, that's a hard feeling to describe, for sure. I mean, the fact that not only I'm getting the honor to serve as Mr. Ole Miss, but it was my peers and friends, whether it's people I met during the initial campaign week or people I've known since freshman year. You know, they found me worthy enough to serve as Mr. Ole Miss this year. That almost means more than getting to serve. The fact that they thought that highly of me.
All right, and then what made you want to run for the position of Mr. Ole Miss in the first place?
So I am really big on letting people know how I feel at the moment whenever I feel it. I think there's a lot of power in spoken word. Also big on letters. I think that was pretty apparent within my campaign. But I mean, whether it was the relationships, the joy, the love, also very reminiscent of my campaign that I had felt the past 3 years. I mean, getting a chance to showcase and to celebrate all of those things on a platform as big as a campaign like a Mr. Ole Miss homecoming campaign, that sounded really, really lucrative to me. And, you know, obviously I had other people speaking into the decision, but that was probably the main motivator.
Very cool, very cool. All right, and then you work here in the campus visits office, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, could you just tell us, what do you enjoy about the work you do with prospective students and their families?
Yeah, so honestly, working with students, whether that was students coming in through orientation or prospective students, you know, working with the campus visits office, that's kind of how I got my, I guess, involvement start on campus. And so it's really been full circle, not only to kind of think back on my experience as a prospective student and putting myself back into those shoes, you know, 4 years later, but also just to have such a vital role in, you know, the eventual decision of a student, whether that's obviously, hopefully here, but that's a decision that's been very formative for me, and college is, you know, some of the most formative years of your life, and so the fact that I get to play a part in that is really, really cool.
Yeah, you're kind of step one
yeah,
in this process.
That's a little bit what it feels like, yeah.
Yeah, all right, and then as an ambassador for the University of Mississippi, what is an important message that you would like for people to know about Ole Miss?
I try to say this on my tours, and it doesn't always happen, but I think hopefully the tour that I give, it kind of comes across this way at least, but Ole Miss is a really, really, really special place. I think there's almost like a shift you can feel as soon as you cross the Oxford city limits, that not only that Ole Miss is a special place now, but that it's been a special place and it's only getting more special. And I think the invitation to be a part of something bigger than yourself and to be a part of something as special as our town and our city and our campus, I think it's unmatched in regards to really any other institution in the nation. And I hope that that's one thing students get, you know, after touring our campus.
Yeah, I definitely agree, definitely. All right, and then part of your duties will be community service. What are some of the initiatives that you'll be working on this school year?
Yeah, so the nonprofit that I selected as my philanthropy as a part of my campaign is Oxford Love Packs. They provide supplemental food for kids in the school system that can't necessarily afford it. And so been working with them, obviously throughout the duration of the campaign, whether that was volunteering with them or raising money, food donations, etc. So we're going to be continuing that throughout my tenure as Mr. Ole Miss, but also me and Betsy, this year's Miss Ole Miss, have the opportunity to kind of work on a project in tandem with both of our philanthropies. And so we actually have a meeting about that pretty soon, and it's really exciting to get to talk about some of the things we want to do and some of the changes we want to see made, and really kind of harboring our own individual distinct impact during our time as both Mr. and Miss Ole Miss. So going to be a lot of community service involved, like you said, but also, you know, the ability to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, I think is what is probably the most welcoming.
All right, so it sounds like you've got a lot coming up on the horizon here.
Sounds like it, huh?
Okay, well,
I'd say so.
Those are all the questions I have for you. Before we sign off, is there anything else you want to tell the people at home?
Yeah, man, kid from Gulfport, Mississippi. I never would have imagined in my wildest dreams that, 3 years later, this would be where I am. But I'm so grateful. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I plan to serve well. I plan to serve diligently, and I'll serve as long as you'll have me.
All right.
And hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy,
Yeah.
guys. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure. And you guys at home, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the new episodes of Walking with Champions. And I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.